When Olivia asked me to join her office party, I didn't think much of it. I'd always supported her career. She'd been grinding hard, moving up quickly at her marketing firm, and I couldn't have been prouder. The event was held at a luxury hotel downtown. Glass walls, city skyline, champagne flowing everywhere. I walked in beside her, ready to meet her coworkers and celebrate her success. But the second we stepped inside, I noticed something unsettling. Her boss, Daniel, watching her like a hunter sizing up his prize. Olivia tensed when she caught his eye. That tiny shift told me more than any words could. Things at work weren't quite as perfect as she'd led me to believe. Still, I wore my best, supportive husband's smile, shook hands, made small talk, but underneath it all, I was observing every look, every tone, every subtle exchange around my wife. Then Daniel approached. He had the kind of confidence that only comes from getting away with too much. Expensive suit, smug grin, that faint arrogance of a man convinced he owns the room. "Olivia, you look incredible tonight," he said, eyes lingering far too long. She smiled politely, but I could see the discomfort behind it. He turned to me next, offering a weak handshake, dismissive already. "And you must be her partner." The hesitation was deliberate, a little power play. I met his grip firmly, steady gaze locked on his. "Her husband," I corrected. He gave a short laugh like that title meant nothing, but the flash in his eyes said otherwise. Challenge noted. All night, he kept finding excuses to pull Olivia aside. Quick work talks, urgent client updates, private chats that didn't need to be private. Each time, she'd glance at me apologetically before going. I didn't fault her. I faulted him. You can always tell when someone abuses their authority, when professionalism twists into entitlement. His hand would brush her back. His jokes crossed lines. His whispers landed too close to her ear. Every instinct in me wanted to confront him, but I wasn't going to be the man who caused a scene without proof. I believe in letting arrogance bury itself before I deliver the final shove. At one point, I went to grab us drinks, and overheard Daniel boasting to a coworker, his gaze still fixed on Olivia across the room. "She'll realize soon she deserves better than that," he said, meaning me. Like I wasn't even there, like I was invisible. I walked straight over, handed Olivia her drink, and placed my arm around her waist, not as possession but as protection. A quiet reminder of where respect belonged. She relaxed against me, the tension leaving her shoulders. That was all I needed to see. This wasn't harmless flirting. It was calculated harassment wrapped in charm. Then came the moment that broke the mask. They called everyone for a group photo. Daniel maneuvered himself beside Olivia, and as the photographer adjusted the camera, his hand slid down her back toward her hip. Her smile faltered. She shifted away, but he followed. That was enough. I stepped forward, inserted my hand between them, and said quietly but firmly, "Move." He blinked, then sneered. "Excuse me? You think you can talk to me like that?" I met his stare. "Touch her again and find out." The chatter around us died instantly. People turned. Whispers stopped midair. Daniel tried to hide behind a smirk, pretending composure, but his hand snapped back like he'd been burned. "Relax," he said. "It's just friendly." I cut him off. "Friendly is a handshake. What you're doing is harassment." Then louder, for everyone to hear, I added, "And I'm sure HR would love to review your history of friendly behavior with married staff." A few employees exchanged looks. This wasn't new information, it was just finally said aloud. Daniel's jaw tightened. "Watch yourself," he warned. I smiled calmly. "I don't have to. You should be watching your career." His mask cracked. Anger bled through the arrogance. What he didn't know was that I'd come prepared. A week earlier, Olivia had confided that he'd been making her uncomfortable for months. Late-night texts, suggestive messages, unwelcome invitations. She hadn't wanted to stir trouble, afraid of the fallout. So I'd done what she couldn't. Gathered everything. Screenshots, emails, voicemails. Tonight wasn't impulsive, it was calculated. I pulled out my phone, showed him one of his own messages, and said quietly, "Try something again, and this goes to corporate, and to your wife." Yes, I knew he was married. Men like him always assume their secrets stay buried. Olivia gasped softly. She hadn't known I'd collected proof. Daniel's confidence drained instantly, his face paling as the realization hit. He tried to speak, then froze when he saw the message displayed on screen. Around us, people pretended not to look, but they'd heard enough. I leaned in slightly. "You don't get to intimidate my wife. Not here. Not ever." He stepped back, silent, retreating toward the bar, avoiding every pair of eyes in the room. The party shifted. Whispers rippled through the crowd. Olivia looked at me, relieved, shocked, and grateful all at once. For the first time in months, she exhaled deeply, like a weight had finally lifted. We left early. In the car, she broke down, not from sadness, but from the release of being safe again. "I didn't want you to think I couldn't handle it," she whispered. I squeezed her hand. "Protecting you doesn't mean you're weak. It means we stand together." She rested her head on my shoulder, tears giving way to a small, peaceful smile. "Thank you," she murmured, "for seeing me, for standing up for me." I kissed her forehead. Always. That night, we didn't just confront a bully. We reclaimed her dignity, her safety, and our peace. By Monday, Daniel didn't show up to work. HR called Olivia in. After reviewing everything, they suspended him pending investigation. Rumor had it the shareholders got involved, and his wife too. Within days, he resigned quietly before they could fire him publicly. That night at the office party was the last time he ever dared cross a line. He thought power made him untouchable. But real power isn't control, it's respect. And he learned, the hard way, that a man who defends his wife isn't playing a game of pride. Some boundaries aren't negotiable. And some men don't bark, they end careers.